Hey guys, my name's Chris Appleton. I'm going to show you today how to transform brunette hair, give you that really luxe, expensive finish, which I've kind of become known for, and exactly what products I use to achieve the look. Step one, I always like to shampoo the hair in the Color Wow Color Security Shampoo. What this is going to do is cleanse the hair but not leave behind any ingredients on the hair or on the scalp. Now for me, brunettes, that's really important because when those ingredients are left behind, that's what's going to dull the hair, dull the colour, and it can actually impede hair growth. So I like to use the Color Wow Color Security because it doesn't contain any of these ingredients. It's actually just going to keep the hair clean, keep the scalp light, and leave no nasty things behind. Okay, so guys, we just shampooed the hair. Now, before blow drying the hair, I would never blow dry a brunette head of hair without using the cocktail first. Now, I've chosen the coconut cocktail for its hydration purposes. I want the hair to feel really nourished and hydrated. This gives it a super shiny finish and really hydrates thirsty hair. When I'm using it, I always like to use quite a lot of product. And what I like to do is just work it through section by section, and anything that's kind of, any hair that's dry, and you kind of just want to almost quench the thirst and give it some love, it transforms the texture. Like, it instantly feels different, which is why I like it so much. It's like it smooths down the cuticle and gives it that real beautiful finish. So guys, anyone that needs a bit more love in their hair, you should definitely try out these cocktails. There's 3 different ones. There's one for volume, there's one for strength, which is what I use, and then there's one for thirsty hair as well. So this is the thirsty hair one, which is coconut cocktail. So I always like to add products together. I really like mixing Color Wow Dream Coat, and I love mixing that with the coconut cocktail. So we've already applied the coconut cocktail. What the Dream Coat is going to do is it's going to give me that real immaculate finish and kind of lock it all in. Okay guys, I'm going to blow dry those in. I'm going to use a good paddle brush. This has a nice grip to it, and I'm going to stretch the hair out. Both of these products do need to be dried into the hair so you get that real amazing result. Heat just melts it in and locks everything down. Just by blow drying this one section without using any more heat, you can see how shiny the hair is. I think the collaboration between the Dream Coat and the cocktail really does transform the texture right from root to tip. Even these ends, which the ends were quite fine and also a little bit more sensitized, the cuticle's really closed and tight, and you have that real mirror-like shine. I hope you guys can see that on the camera because I can definitely see this from here. Okay guys, so as you can see, the hair looks really shiny, the ends are sealed nicely. So even on long hair where there's some old color, the combination of using the coconut cocktail with the Dream Coat really does the work for you and gives you that really smooth finish. And this hair naturally is really quite textured and curly, so it's really done the work of smoothing the hair out without any extra irons or anything. So now we're going to actually add the wave into the hair, and we're going to also get that finish. I'm going to show you 2 products that I use to get the look. One of my secret kind of little weapons when I'm doing this look is to combine it with the Wow spray. So what we're going to do is we're going to take sections of hair and we're going to mist it over with the shine spray. The shine spray really is great because not only can you use heat with it, if you use heat with it, it kind of seals the shine in, but it also doesn't make the hair greasy, which is what I love. Now I'm going to use this. You can get them in many different shapes and sizes. This is my preference simply just because it's quite big. I like how loose the waves are, but you can get smaller ones and they're available on, many sizes. So I like to leave the roots a little bit straighter just to prevent there being too much volume at the root. I like it to feel a bit more modern. And then I'll go in at the root, and usually I'll clamp it lightly and I just move it slightly up and down. So I just rock the iron up and down slightly, not to create too much of a dent. And then what I'll do is I'll kind of clamp it a little bit deeper. And remember, I'm still rocking it just so there's no super sharp lines towards the mid-lengths and ends. But you can see how we get this really beautiful wave, but the hair is still shiny, which for me is kind of the key part of the look. Okay guys, so we've took section by section with the Wow Extra Shine Spray, clamped it, kept it relatively flat at the root. Remember, always like a couple of inches away from the root, just because otherwise it gets quite big. Now, if you've got fine hair, that's actually an advantage, but if you've got a lot of hair, then I would keep the roots a little bit more relaxed. Now, my tip for the front is to actually use a different technique. So to make it feel more cool and more chill, I'm actually going to do a flat iron wave, where I literally just push the iron around the hair, and I'm going to move the hair in the shape of an S. So I'm still getting the same kind of technique, but it's just a little bit flatter and not quite as poofy. Just because in my experience, if I do the crimping around the face, it gets a little bit too much, So I want it to feel cool. So just using the flattening iron wave around the front, around the face, always just feels a bit more relaxed. You still get the same technique, but without the volume. Okay, so now we've got the waves in and done, I like to break it up. But as you can see, we've got like really controlled, glossy, shiny waves. That's because we've used the shine spray and the heat appliance just to seal it in. To finish off with, I always like to break it down and add some of the pop and lock. This is a great product. It gives the hair a really nice shine and it also kind of breaks the hair down a little bit. I like to use a few pumps, and what I'm going to do is just literally spread that throughout the whole of my hands and put it throughout the mid lengths of the hair and basically just shake out everything we've done and kind of merge it all in together. I love to use this product for a wet look as well. If you use a lot of product, you can create that wet look. A lot of you guys know I like to use that. But it's also great just to finish the hair off and give it a controlled polish. So although I'm using a lot of product, the hair doesn't look or feel like that. It's just really, really controlled. So I think anyone would want to wear this hair. It's a really controlled, deep wave. Although the waves are really deep, it's actually super controlled. But remember guys, what's nice about it is it's flat, it's not too volumized. If you get too close with the crimper at the root, it's gonna get big, and that's when it feels to look like less cool and it feels a little bit more done. And I just like to keep it chill. Using that flattening iron technique, if you have really big hair, you might want to use that throughout. But remember, just mix it with the shine spray to get that control and gloss. Because I always find with waves, especially with crimpy waves, they can look frizzy and dry quite easily because of the technique, up and down, it can remind you of that crimp. What makes this look different is using the shine spray, the Dream Coat and the Coconut Cocktail, because the cuticle is so hydrated, it has this really kind of rich, shiny, luxurious feel to it. Okay guys, so that's the finished look. Have fun with this. Remember, you need to keep the hair really, really hydrated to get this much control. If you don't use the products I use, you're just gonna end up with a bigger, poofier, not so cool look. So make sure you really lubricate the hair up, get a good shine and get that luxurious finish. Make sure you tag me in your pictures. I always love to see your end results, and make sure you tag Color Wow as well.